Okay, welcome back. Today is day 36 of learning to draw. And today we have something that's going to be either. Whoops. Oh, I didn't realize this was here. No, that's alright. That tab doesn't have any. Okay. Sorry about that. So today is going to either be a very easy day of drawing or a very difficult day of drawing. It really depends on this figure. Whoops. Because I'm just going to be doing a side view. So it's going to look like that. That's the shape that I'm going to be drawing. So like I said, it's either going to be really, really easy or one of those surprisingly difficult things because it looks easy, deceptively hard things to draw. I'm also going to be doing a short day today. There's things that are going on, and so I'm not going to be able to just ramble around like I normally. And that's mostly because I'm just trying to practice. I'm like taking my time, and I want to stay here and stream as long as possible, so I'm getting as much practice as possible throughout the day. So with that, this is also day 3 of the day 7 challenge, and no, I haven't done that yet. So the sketchbook is going to be done out of stream, unfortunately, and that's just because somehow today was very busy. I don't know how it was very busy, but it was very busy. There's just a lot that happened, even though like not a lot happened. It was, one of those days. So, I don't like those days because it's like you're just so tired at the end of it, but it's like you did nothing. And it's not that you didn't, it's not in the sense of like there's nothing being done, but it's just like in this wide scope of things that need to get done, not a whole lot of those actually happen. And it's just like there's no reason for you to be as tired as you are and stuff like that, but that's fine. It's okay. These days happen. You just gotta move forward with it. That being said, I know yesterday I was talking about how it was either yesterday or the day before. I was talking about moving to YouTube, and I would need to look on this, but I think YouTube might actually be the better option just because I'm pretty sure as long as I don't monetize the streams, I will be able to play music without it being an infringement on copyright or licenses or stuff like that because I'm not getting paid for anything. And it's just, something that you listen to, kind of like if I were to be blasting music at a house party or something like that. And I think that's how it's viewed. So I just need to check on that. Because if that's the case, I'm definitely moving to YouTube because music would make these streams a lot more bearable. And I probably wouldn't feel the need to talk as much. Which may or may not be a good thing. Who knows? That's what we're figuring out in these early day streams. And then once it's figured out, it's just going to be status quo at that point. This right now is the fun part because I get to experiment with a whole lot of things and mess around with the format and what we do when and stuff like that. Because this is brand new to me, and like I said, the only thing I'm really focusing on is the drawing aspect, which will eventually become the sculpting aspect, which I'm very much looking forward to. because that's where I'm going to have the most fun. Drawing isn't bad. It is interesting. I do enjoy. I am surprisingly enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. But I've made clay art before. I'm not going to call it sculpting. It was definitely a molding type of a thing where I'm just like, look, I made a shape and it's semi-similar to the shape that I'm trying to make it look like. But it was always fun, and I wish it would last longer. And I never really thought that I could do it outside of school just because I never went to hobby stores. And if we did go to hobby stores, it was always looking at fabric and yarn. Because that's all the crafters in my family did, was knitting and sewing. And I needed to, like, the stuff they could make, though, was really impressive and really nice. Like, I always had, like, a homemade sweater and stuff that would be really nice, and even though it would only last for a year because I put so much wear and tear on my clothes, it's not even funny. It's like something that nobody else would really have, and so that's nice. And then it's also like you could have fun patterned clothes and stuff like that. But again, it was nice. I have a homemade blanket that I'm too terrified to use, so it just collects dust. Yeah, it's just collecting dust and I never use it, and that's because I'm too afraid to do anything with it other than just like have it folded away in a closet. And it's not in right, like I don't even have it in a storage bin to keep it nice. It's just folded up in a closet out in the open. Um I've done vertical, I've done the very yeah, so now we're on 2 circles. So I never knew that clay existed outside of school, essentially. Yeah, like, yep, that's the only place you can get it. I have no idea where the school gets it, but that's the only place it exists. I had a very interesting mind as a child, I'm beginning to realize. Um, so it's fun now going to hobby stores and realizing that there's more to it than just fabric and yarn. I'm pretty sure I knew that. No, because we would go to the place like Michael's. I'm pretty sure, or Joann's, which I think they are specific to yarn and fabric. I don't know if they have much of anything else now that I'm thinking about it. But are there any other hobby stores besides Hobby Lobby? Because I don't think Hobby Lobby was around in like the early 90s. So now I'm trying to think what other hobby stores were around. Hmm. Anyways, there were like art stores and hobby stores. It's just those I don't think we went to. And even if we did, whether or not I paid attention, because I spent a lot of time reading whenever I got the chance. I perfected the skill in walking while reading or playing Game Boy Color because I was obsessed with Pokemon, like every other 90s kid. So I did not pay attention to the world around me very much. In fact, when I was learning how to drive, my parents found it necessary to give me a GPS so I wouldn't get lost trying to go anywhere in the town I had grown up in. And I didn't grow up in a big town. It's under 40,000 people. Yeah, it's under 40,000. Not a whole lot of streets you can get lost, but I could. I got lost in Walmart. I couldn't find my way to the entrance in Walmart. No matter what I did, I could only find my way back to the back of the store. And it's a Walmart. It's not big. I was a very oblivious kid. Okay. My circles are at least connecting properly, which is really nice. Alright, let's go to triangles. Oh, not triangles. Oh my gosh. Squares. Let's go to squares and rectangles next. Yeah. Oh, so I ended up having to get an anti-itch cream or spray for my dogs because they're not used to dry climate. They're used to a very humid climate where it doesn't. And I didn't know that this would happen, but apparently they're getting dry skin because they're not acclimated to a drier climate. And I had to go and find a spray for their skin, and I'm hoping that I didn't know Burt's Bees did have dog products, but they do have dog products. So I bought a spray that's supposed to help with dry skin from Burt's Bees, and I'm hoping that helps because their skin got so dry. And it's mostly because I wasn't paying attention because I didn't even know dogs' skin could get dry, and they'd never had any skin problems, right? Because we give them a really good diet. We make sure that they don't get over bathed, but we have dogs that do need to get bathed, and I think defluffed is the term, as well as trimmed and stuff like that. We can't just ignore their coat. Their coat requires maintenance, um, so it took me a while to realize that their skin was not doing good in the dry climate. But no, I think this should help, and I really hope it does. It took it because I had noticed it, and people were like, "Oh, it's just because like it needs to be brushed more." And I'm like, "We've never had this problem in the 5 years that I've had these dogs, and you'd think it would come up." So then I was like, "Well, is it their food?" And then I was like, "Nothing's changed in their food. Like, sometimes companies will like change up the formula and stuff for their food and what they put in it, but that hasn't changed." So it was really. It probably shouldn't have taken me as long as it did, but it did. But now that. And then we'd also had to go to new groomers because we're no longer in the same area. So I was like, "Oh, is it the groomers?" So we're like, "We'll just groom them ourselves." And then the problem ended up becoming even worse. It was like, okay, it's not the groomers. And it turns out it's dry skin. So poor dogs. That's okay. We've corrected it, so they seem to be a lot happier. And I only just put it on today for the first time, so it says that it's gentle enough with them for them that I can do it daily until like their skin calms down, and then I just have to, you know, maintain it. I don't have to do it all that often, so it shouldn't harm them as much. Yeah, but I was also like, oh, is it a reaction to their to like a medication that they're taking, but it wasn't that. And they don't really take medication. It's more like they take probiotics, and our working dog, that doesn't work because we don't have work for it. We give something like that's supposed to calm them. Kind of, it's like kind of like has the same effect as like chamomile and stuff, where it's like you don't have to be high energy. You can be relaxed. So I was wondering if I was gonna have to stop giving them that just to see if that was gonna do it. So I'm kind of glad I don't have to because I don't want to like mess with that stuff because that's like at that point that you're messing with like your dog's like homeostasis, right? So I don't want to like mess around with that if I didn't have to. Alright, rectangles. Let's finish up the row and then we'll go to triangles and we'll try the statue drawing, which today is Sunday. I want to stay on the drawing, on the blind drawing for a little bit longer just because I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'm thinking on Tuesday is when we'll stream the next lesson. That's when we'll start the next assignment. And there's nothing coming up where I'm gonna have to there's nothing in the schedule for a while, so streaming should be pretty consistent. For the next couple of weeks or so. So that's good. So it's kind of crazy that we're already in November. I like, and then I think it's what is it? 2 weeks is Thanksgiving. Let me check. I thought this would give me a calendar. It gives me notifications. Why? Hold on. Oh, there we go. There's the calendar. Yeah, 2 weeks and one more Sunday. Oh no, I lied. 3 weeks. Thanksgiving's 3 weeks away. Because it's the 28th this year, right? Huh. I'm used to it being the third week, but it's gonna be in the fourth week. I wonder how often that happens. I'm just gonna finish this row of triangles and then we'll get started on the picture. Well, it's not a picture, it's the blind contour drawing. There we go. That's better. Getting there. Okay, now let's get to the drawing. I'm gonna do like a smaller one version here just to take up space, and then we'll move on to a different paper where I can draw a little bit bigger. Kinda. Yeah, that's pretty decent to, like, in terms of following the line. I didn't make it. This needed to be angled more like this, and then you kind of go out, up here, down, and that's where you would get that. So the problem is I didn't trim the angle enough. Okay. So I don't know why I start where I start. Like, this seems good. I think I'm trying to make the head too big at the start. But I'm surprised I'm able to actually see, because you can see the shape at least, right? The shape is there, which is pretty cool. It's not like perfect, it's not exact, but it is there, which is nice, which is really neat because I wasn't actually expecting to be able to do that. Let's see, because the hands are still a little too big, but right, because you've got the it's more like maybe it's actually just coming from the shoulder. And you can kind of see the shape, the leg tucked under dress. You've got the feet that curl out a little bit. Yeah, just a couple of things, and then the thing right here is because it's Sorry, I'm getting. Let's try it a couple more times, see what we can do with it, and then I'm gonna have to call it there. And like I said, I'm gonna do the notebook, the sketchbook off stream today, but I will show you what I drew tomorrow at the beginning of the stream. I just haven't sat down and done it yet. And I need to be off stream in a little bit, so we won't be able to I won't be able to draw it on stream. For a second there, I forgot what I was doing. Yeah. These are a little too small right here, but this was actually came at a nice angle. I like how that moved out, so you can definitely tell this is a neck. You can tell that the head's supposed to be bowed slightly there. And then the hair on the back. I think I'm making the head too big is the problem. I don't know why I'm making the head so big. Maybe make that smaller. Alright, let's try that one more time, and then I'm gonna have to call it, which it's okay. Sometimes short streams are good. It might be because I forget where I start to. So let's see if I can remember. I didn't go in enough down here. And yeah, I was putting too much pressure on my pen for some reason. And then I could have come out. Comes down, the hair comes down, collect in this ponytail. But the neck needs to be up more. Huh. So this is too long right here. This back part right here is too long. And then I need to come out more like that. Yeah, it's okay. It's not supposed to be a perfect thing. It's just supposed to get me to start like looking at the outline and doing the outline. more scrunched up version. It's not too bad. Alright. So, like, it needs to be like this short, right? But this width. Oh, work in progress. It's a work in progress. We're getting there. Like I said, it was either going to be deceptively hard or easy, and I think it was kind of a medium. Yeah, I think it was kind of a medium. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will be back tomorrow. We will have a lot more excitement next stream and do a couple of different fun things, okay? I hope that you all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all back here next time. Bye.